Welcome to Westland Gardens Park, home of the Matter Academy Lions, where we have some preseason baseball for you today. Welcome everyone to FSPN's coverage of preseason 2025 high school baseball. We have a game today at Westland Gardens Park between the Wolfpack of Schoolhouse Prep and the Belen Jesuit Wolverines, who are led by Jesse Fernandez. George Rodriguez is at the helm of the Wolfpack, and we're about to get underway with the leadoff batter for the Wolfpack, Francisco Pichardo, and he'll be facing a crafty lefty in Max Aspuro. First pitch is a ball, and we're excited to bring you not only this game, but we have 45 games scheduled in this upcoming 2025 season. Aspuro, the lefty's working from the stretch. Pichardo takes another one high for 2 balls. Turned out to be a beautiful night for baseball, nice and cool. Top of the first inning, and that ball swung on and hit straight back foul. We can tell you that Landy Montiel's at first. Andres Gross is playing second. Danny Lopez, the shortstop. David Garrido's at third base. Yia Karate's in left field. Jake Cueto, the sophomore sensation's in center field. Peter Lopez rounds out the outfield. And the 1-2 to Pichardo's taken up high. 3-1. Your battery is Max Aspuro. He's the left-hander. Behind the plate today is Sebastian Olanil. And we have the Wolverines versus the Wolfpack, and we're expecting a wild one here. And there's your first base runner of the night on a free pass. And that's going to bring up Rogelio Perez, and he's the right fielder. Then it'll be Rene Dunn, the catcher. Jose Uzi is the fourth batter. He'll be playing first base. Then it's Yadier Molina, the shortstop. Gian Caicedo is the DH. Jaden Jimenez is playing third. Nelson Perez is the left fielder. And Aroni Pirela is playing center field. So with a runner on, no one out. Aspuro comes set. The 0-0 is up high for a ball. This is a preseason tournament, and we're playing on the field where the Matter Academy Lions usually play. The Schoolhouse Prep team put 9 runs on the board Monday against LaSalle. Aspuro's 1-0 is taken, no, for a strike, called by the umpire. They put 9 runs on the board against a very good LaSalle team. So what Aspuro is trying to do here is to shut down, especially Rene Dunn and Uzi, the third and fourth batter for this Wolfpack. There's a throw to first, and he got him picked off. Montiel goes over, not in time. He's going to have to eat it. Wow, Pichardo with some speed there. That pickoff from Max was a little high. Landy had to go up and get it. So now with a runner in scoring position, Rogelio Perez can cash in here for George Rodriguez's Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack. Aspuro takes a peek at Pichardo at second, and the 1-1 pitch is taken. Now he goes to third, and Pichardo is going to be out. A close call, but the umpire called him out. It looked like the ball and the runner both got there at about the same time, but he gets cut off at third base. Good throw by Olanil behind the plate. Threw it right there, right on the money. Now we have 1 out here. Top of the first inning. Belen pitchers the lefty Aspuro, and he flops one over for strike 3. That's the first strikeout. He got Rogelio Perez looking, and it's going to bring up the catcher, Rene Dunn. This Wolfpack team can hit. As I mentioned earlier, they scored 9 runs against LaSalle on Monday. And they're here at Westland Gardens Park to face these Wolverines. Now, nobody on, and 2 out. And that's grounded foul. First pitch swinging by Dunn. Renee Dunn's a right-handed batter. These Wolverines last year were 19-9. Jesse Fernandez always has a scrappy bunch. He's got a great coaching staff with Gil Gonzalez and Joe Sanchez and Joe Roca. There's one taken inside. And he's got a legend right next to him, Ernie Padron. So if Jesse ever has any questions or he's in a jam, he's got a guy right next to him with over 30 years experience and some state championships in Ernie Padron. The 1-1 to Dunn is swung on and missed. He took something off that one. Crafty lefty, doesn't throw very hard. I was talking to Coach Roca before the game, and he's a guy who'll go deep in the count. He'll work the plate. He'll try to frustrate you. And here's the 1-2 to Dunn. It's taken high, and that's going to even the count at 2-2. Pichardo got gunned down at third by an excellent throw from Sebastian Olaniel, the new catcher. Usually it's Joe Batista back there, but Jesse's giving him a break today. Max comes set, and here's the 2-2 to Dunn. Low and away, and it's going to fill up the count. We're in the top of the first inning. A popular number, 22. A lot of pitchers are using 22. I think it has to do maybe with a Roger Clemens thing from back in the day. But Espuro's wearing 22. Here's the payoff pitch to Dunn. Swung on, and it's drilled in left center field. It's dropping, and it gets in front of Gia Karate for a clean base hit. And Renee Dunn gets a 2-out base hit for the Wolfpack here in the top of the first inning. The first baseman steps into the box. His name is Jose Uzcategui, but we're going to call him Uzi. He'll be the batter with Renee Dunn on first base. First pitch swinging, and he misses. 2 outs with a runner on, top of the first inning. No score here at Westland Gardens Park. The lefty Espuro comes set. Takes a peek at Dunn. Now he throws over. Dunn gets back without a problem. They describe Max Espuro as crafty. He's not an overpowering pitcher, but he might change up you to death. A long wait, and here comes the 0-1, and that swung on and missed. And there's 2 quick strikes on the fourth batter, Uzi. Let's see if George Rodriguez puts somebody in motion here. Renee with a decent lead over there at first. Espuro comes set, and he throws over to first. Not in time. Max Espuro. Jose Uzi's the batter. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Taken high for a ball, and there goes on a delayed steal. It's Dunn. Dunn gets in there. So with 2 outs, the Wolfpack have another runner on second base. Let's see if they can cash in this time. These are the matchups that we were looking for in the beginning of the game. Renee Dunn and Uzi, if you can keep them off the bases, it'll give the Wolverines a better chance to win. One ball and 2 strike. And here's the pitch. Outside to even the count. Uzi took that one low and away. Looked like Espuro took a little bit off that one. Nice crowd. It was a tournament Gulliver played earlier against Miami Beach. And this is the final game of the night. And here's the 2-2 pitch, and that swung on and lifted high to the left side of the infield. The shortstop calling for it. Lopez gets under it, and he makes the third out. So they get no hits. They leave a runner, and the score is 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning here at Westland Gardens Park. Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park for some preseason high school baseball between the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack and the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. We're at the home of the Mater Academy Lions in beautiful Hialeah Gardens. The pitcher is Angel Eseric. He's a right-hander. And let's take a look at Jesse Fernandez's lineup here. He's got the sophomore leading off and playing center field. It's Jake Cueto. He'll be followed by Peter Lopez, who's in right field. Then it'll be David Garrido at third base. Landy Montiel's getting the start at first base. David Del Pino is the DH. Andres Gross is batting sixth and playing second base. Guille Karati's playing left field. Sebastian O'Neill's the catcher. And the shortstop is Danny Lopez. We're heading to the bottom of the first inning. There's no score. The Wolfpack had a runner on base. He got cut down at third, and then he had another runner on second. And Espero was able to get out of the inning. So Angel Eseric, the right-hander. He'll face a very formidable Wolverine lineup. And one of the matchups we're looking for right off the bat is what is he going to do with Jake Cueto? How are you going to keep Jake Cueto off the bases? He's had multiple hit games already this season, this spring preseason. And he's definitely the catalyst. And he's only a sophomore, so we have 3 more years of Jake Cueto. He'll be followed by Peter Lopez, who's been hot lately. And then it'll be David Garrido. Jose Uzi's playing first base for the Wolfpack. Pichardo's at second. Yadier Molina's at shortstop. Jaden Jimenez is at third. Here's the pitch from Issery. Swung on and hit foul by Cueto, jumping all over it. He tried to ambush him there. The outfield for the Prep, Nelson Perez is in left field. Aroni Pirela is in center field. Rogelio Perez is in right field. And your battery is Angel Eseric and Renee Dunn is behind the plate. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. Eseric's 0-1 pitch to Cueto is in the dirt off of Dunn's helmet. It'll even the count at 1-1. Jake Cueto, sophomore. Eseric kicks and deals up high, something off speed. That pitch is swung on and chopped up the middle, and that's going to find a hole, and that's no surprise. Jake Cueto's on base again. It'll bring up Peter Lopez. Cueto swung at one, a fastball, and he was able to get enough on it. Go over the mound and right up the middle. It'll bring up the right-handed batting Peter Lopez, the right fielder for Jesse's Wolverines. And Garrido's on deck. The key to this game for Angel Eseric is to keep Cueto off the bases. And that mission failed. Let's see if he can get a pitcher's best friend here in a double play. He takes a peek over to Cueto, who has excellent speed. And that fastball's taken outside by Peter Lopez. Eseric wearing number 7. Takes a peek at Cueto. That ball swung on and missed. Another fastball. Live fastball by Eseric. It's got to be mid-80s. Angel Esserik. That's a fastball taken. The catcher throws behind. A little snapback throw, but Cueto gets back there in time. The pitch was called a strike, so it's 1-2 strikes on the right fielder, Peter Lopez. Let's see if Jesse reaches into his strategy toolbox here and sends Cueto early. No outs, bottom of the first inning. No score here from Westland Gardens Park. It's usually the home of the Mater Academy Lions, but this is a preseason tournament. There's a throw over to first. Cueto gets back. And no surprise, he's the dirtiest guy on the field. Peter Gross, the batter. Angel takes a long look at Jay Cueto at first base. And he comes set, and the 1-2 pitch is low to even the count at 2-2 to Peter Lopez. Esserik might be a little worried about Cueto on first base. He's definitely a threat to steal. He's edging off at first. Esserik takes a peek at him again. The 2-2 to Lopez is swung on and hit foul over the right field side. And we'll do the 2-2 all over again. You're watching FSPN. We're going to bring you over 45 games this spring. Remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram for high-level high school baseball in Dade County. We're at Hialeah Gardens Park, Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack. Belen Wolverines. Jake Cueto on first, nobody out. Lopez is the batter. The 2-2 pitch is taken low and called strike 3 by the umpire. Lopez wasn't too happy with that pitch. But that's a strikeout for Angel Esserik. It'll bring up the third baseman, David Garrido. Garrido wearing number 6. Cueto on first base. Let's see if Jesse Fernandez puts him in motion here. Or does he let Garrido hit? And there goes Cueto, a one-hopper to Dunn, and he's going to go into second base standing up. Good block by Dunn behind the plate. But Cueto makes it easy to second base. And now the Wolverines have a runner in scoring position for the third baseman, David Garrido. Landy Montiel's on deck, the big first baseman for the Wolverines. And that one's a bunt, and it's skied up. Dunn's under it. Goes way high over the plate. Some good intentions, but not a good execution. That ball popped straight up. The catcher was able to get under it. Cueto stayed on second. And now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning.
Now batting, first baseman wearing number 25, Orlando Montiel.
Montiel, big boy, standing in from the right side. Base hit will get him a run here. Give his Wolverines an early lead. Angel Esserik. He's the pitcher for the Wolfpack. Cueto's on second, no score, bottom of the first. The 0-1 is hit to the right side, shallow right field. Here comes Rogelio Perez, and he makes the play for the third out of the inning. The Wolverines leave one runner on, and we're coming to the top of the second inning with no score here from Hialeah. We'll be right back on the FSPN. Welcome back to FSPN coverage of the 2025 preseason baseball. And we're coming to you from Westland Gardens Park for a preseason spring tournament. And it's brought to you by First Pitch Baseball. We have the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack going up against the Belen Jesuit Wolverines that are led by Jesse Fernandez. He's got a great coaching staff in George Roca, Joe Sanchez, Gil Gonzalez, Hunter DeMond, and, of course, the legend Ernie Padron. The Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack, not the Bulldogs, are led by George Rodriguez. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. On the mound is the left-hander Max Aspuru.
Top of the second inning. Shortstop, ring number 1.
And now we have the shortstop with a cool name, Yadier Molina. He'll be followed by Gian Caicedo, then it's Jaden Jimenez, Nelson Perez, and the center fielder Aroni Perella for the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack. Aspuru starts off with a strike here in the top of the second. No score. Beautiful night for baseball here at Westland Gardens Park. Aspuru delivers, and that ball swung on, and it's hit to second base where Gross has a beat on it, and he calls it. A couple steps into the grass, and he puts it away easily for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the DH, Gian Caicedo.
Number 2, Gian Caicedo.
Caicedo's a right-handed batter. The Wolfpack are wearing their dark blue shirts with a yellow W on the chest and the white pants. And the Belen Wolverines are wearing their all blue with the with the yellow stripe coming down the pants. The first pitch is ball taken outside. 1 out in the top of the second inning, no score. The 0-1 taken for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes, 1 out. This Wolfpack put up 9 runs on Monday versus LaSalle. The Royals have a decent team. There's a strike by Aspuru. Fifth, sixth, and seventh batters for the Wolfpack. Aspuru delivers, and that's lazily hit into right field. Peter Lopez has got a beat on it. He started to run back, but then he got camped out under it and makes the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Jaden Jimenez. Jimenez, the third baseman. No score. Top of the second. The lefty Aspuru. Right-handed batter Jimenez. First pitch is taken high for a ball. That ball's fouled back for a strike. The 1-1 swung on in the dirt. Jimenez couldn't keep his bat off of that one. That was a foot below the strike zone. That ball's grounded over to Garrido at first on 2 bounces to third. I'm sorry. He goes over to Montiel for the third out of the inning. Nothing across the board, no score. We head to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 between the Wolverines and the Wolfpack. We'll be right back on FSPN. Back to FSPN's coverage of preseason baseball. We're at Westland Gardens Park. Preseason game between the Wolfpack, Schoolhouse Prep, and the Belen Jesuit Wolverines, led by Jesse Fernandez. George Rodriguez is at the helm of the Wolfpack team. We have a 0-0 game. We're in the bottom of the second inning, and the first pitch from Israel is taken outside by David Del Pino. He's the DH. There's a better look at Del Pino. The 0-1 swung on and foul into the dugout, into the Wolfpack dugout. Del Pino way ahead of that one. On deck is Andres Gross. He'll be followed by Guille Corradi. Then it's the catcher, Sebastian, and the shortstop, Danny Lopez. Isiric kicks, and the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Del Rio. No score, bottom of the second. Nobody on. Angel Isiric working from the windup. Gets his sign from Dunn. He kicks, and the 1-1 is taken for a strike on the outside corner. So that's 1 out. Another strikeout for Isiric.
Now batting second baseman, wearing number 99, Andres Gross.
He's going to bring up Andres Gross, the second baseman for these Wolverines. Uzi's at first for the Wolfpack. Pichardo's at second. Yadier Molina's playing shortstop. Jaden Jimenez is your third baseman. The battery is Angel Isiric and Renee Dunn. The outfield for the Prep is Nelson Perez in left field. Perella's in center field, and Rogelio Perez is in right field. Andres Gross is your batter. And that's an off-speed pitch taken high. One out by way of strikeout. Del Pino. Sorry, I misspoke. I think I called him Del Rio. That's another curveball, goes over for a strike to even the count, but it was David Del Pino. I apologize for that. Angel Isiric, the 1-1 in the dirt. 3 off-speed pitches in a row for Angel Isiric. Hardly any breeze to speak of here at Westland Gardens Park. The palm trees aren't moving at all. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed to even the count. Isiric just overpowered Gross on that one. Swung a little late. Gross with a wide open stance wearing number 99. The 2-2 up high to fill up the count. The Wolverines got a leadoff base hit in the first inning by their star center fielder, Jake Cueto. Then it was a high pop fly bunt by Garrido and a quiet inning. Here's the full count pitch, and that swung foul and out of play. It's a good look at Angel Isiric. And we'll do the payoff pitch again. And that one's called strike 3. Another strikeout looking. That's 3 strikeouts for Angel Isiric. going to bring up Guillermo Karate. He's the left fielder for these Wolverines. 2 outs now. No one on. No score here in the bottom of the second inning. Guille Karate from the right side. Where's number 9? Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. On deck is the catcher, Sebastian. He wears number 12. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and fouled straight back. Evens the count. One ball, 2 strikes to Karate. He checks his swing, and it's a ball high. Again, good velocity coming out of the arm of Angel Isaric. He can really get the ball to home plate quickly. Batter calls time. Guille Karate. Wow, that must have been really close. The umpire says it was a little bit outside. And that fills up the count. Here comes the payoff pitch from Isaric, and that swung on a foul ball. And they're coming really close to the FSPN camera back there. Some chanting coming out of the Wolverine dugout. The Wolfpack looking to get out of this inning with another strikeout. Checks his swing, and no, he gives him a free pass. So after 2 consecutive strikeouts, he gives up a walk to Karate. And now he's going to face the catcher, Sebastian Olaniel, with a runner on.
Next up, catcher wearing number 12, Sebastian Olaniel.
Sebastian Olaniel from the right side. Karate's on first. Let's see if Jesse Fernandez puts him in motion here early. Karate stays. That ball's high. Taking it, for a strike inside. Olaniel can't believe that shot, that call. Angel Isaric, the pitcher. Runner on first is Guille Karate. That one's a little high. 2 outs by way of strikeout for Angel Isaric. And that one's fouled out of play. This Wolfpack team had a record of 8 wins, 10 losses. The ball gets thrown back into the field. A little chaos here at Westland Gardens Park, but we got everything underway now. As I was saying, they were 8-10-1 last year. They had a home record of 2-1. Angel Isaric looking to strike out the side here for the visiting Wolfpack. Karate's on first. And that ball's hit out of play as well. We'll do it all over again. Isaric looking for a strikeout here in the bottom of the second inning to strike out the side. Not an easy feat against these Wolverines. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. And that's the inning. 3 strikeouts. Sandwiched a base on balls in between, and the Wolfpack leave 1 runner on as we head to top of the third inning. Sorry, there's no score here at Westland Gardens Park. Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park for FSPN's coverage of preseason spring baseball. And we have a good one here. It's a 0-0 ball game as we head to the top of the third inning between the Wolfpack of Schoolhouse Prep and the Belen Wolverines. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Wolverines. And his name is Yadiel Estrada. He's a right-handed pitcher. He wears number 34. And he's going to face the 8th, 9th, and the leadoff batters for the Schoolhouse Prep that are led by George Rodriguez. Nelson Perez is the left fielder. He'll bat first. Then it's Aroni Pirela, the center fielder, and he'll be followed by the leadoff man, Francisco Pichardo, who got walked his first time up. Olanio comes out and talks to his young pitcher.
Leading off the top of the third inning, left fielder wearing number 22, Nelson Perez.
Nelson Perez steps in. Estrada's just a sophomore. It looks like Jesse Fernandez has enough confidence in him to throw him here against this pretty powerful Wolfpack team. They put 9 runs on the board the other day against, and that's a first pitch swinging, a line drive over to Landy, who makes the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out. Montiel with a nice play at first base. Didn't give us time to change the cameras or anything. Ambushed him.
Next up, center fielder wearing number 24, Aroni Pirela.
Hey, I don't. Estrada throws one in there for a ball to the left-handed batting Pirela. He's the center fielder for this Wolfpack. Wow, and he hits him. He's going to put a runner on first here. Molina's now the batter. And there he goes. That gets by the catcher, Sebastian. They're questioning whether it was a foul ball, but the runner's going to end up at second base with nobody out. With 1 out, I'm sorry. Top of the third inning, no score. We're at Westland Gardens Park. Perilla got hit by a pitch. Now that pass ball got him all the way to second. He's got a big lead on second. Estrada takes a peek and he comes home with it. And it's a called strike to Alejandro. Oh and 2 now with one out and a runner on second. Estrada takes a peek at him. He comes home and he swings right through that one. A strikeout, now he get 2 outs now.
Now batting, number 21, Francisco Pichardo.
It'll bring up the leadoff batter, Francisco Pichardo. Perella's on second. And your batter is Francisco Pichardo. He got walked his first time up, stole second, and got cut down on third by a great throw by Sebastian. The 0-1 flopped over for a strike, an off-speed pitch there from Estrada. Two outs, top of the third inning, no score. Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack now batting. A sidearm, and that's a hard shot to Garrido. He picks it up and throws it across the landing for the third out. The Wolfpack strand one runner on no hits, and we got a no-score game here as we head to the bottom of the third inning, and your Wolfpack, your Wolverines are coming up to bat.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park and FSPN's coverage of preseason high school baseball between the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack and the Belen Wolverines. It's a 0-0 game. On the mound for the Wolfpack has been Angel Isaric, and he's been pretty effective. He's got 4 strikeouts. No one hit. Leadoff batter, of course, Jake Cueto gets on base. No surprise there. Is the shortstop. First pitch up high. Bottom of the third inning, no score. They're going to come out and talk to the pitcher. Angel Isaric. I hope there's nothing wrong with him, but Rodriguez is coming out, and the whole infield's having a meeting. We're going to be right back right after these brief messages. Welcome back to FSPN's coverage of preseason high school baseball. And we're back to a 0-0 game with the bottom of the third inning between the Wolfpack, Schoolhouse Prep, and the Wolverines of Belen. George Rodriguez just came out to the mound to talk to Angel Isaric, his starting pitcher. Left him in there, no problem. Throws one in there that looked like a strike, but no call from the blue. Danny Lopez is your batter. He's the shortstop for this Wolverines. Same pitch, ball 2. On deck is Mr. Excitement himself, Jake Cueto. He can do it all. Play good center field and get on base, steal bases. Good base runner. And he's only a sophomore. Going to have 3 more years of Jake Cueto. The 0-1, the 0-3, that was a ball. He goes to first.
Now batting, number 1, Jake Cueto.
Runner on, nobody out. Bottom of the third inning, no score. Leadoff man coming up, Jake Cueto. He had a base hit. Let's see if Jesse Fernandez, the head coach for the Belen Wolverines, He's going to put Lopez in motion, maybe take a pitch or two. First pitch taken for a strike by Cueto. The pitcher is Angel Issery. Base runner is Danny Lopez. Your batter is Jake Cueto from the left side. Issery comes to the plate high, evens the count. No one out. Danny Lopez on first base. The 1-1 to Cueto's up high. And here's the matchup that we were looking for at the beginning of the game. In the first battle, Cueto was able to get on base and he won that battle. Iseric with 4 strikeouts. Been very effective here. He's only given up 1 walk and 1 hit. He takes a peek over to Lopez. Now he comes set. The 1-1 to Cueto is slapped foul on the left side. It's going to drop down, and it's going to be 2 strikes for the sophomore. Lopez takes a lead out first. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch to Cueto swung on and almost takes Jesse Fernandez's head off. We'll do the 1-2 all over again. No score. Bottom of the third. This preseason tournament at Westland Gardens Park. Iseric takes a peek at Danny Lopez. And the 1-2 to Jake Cueto is slapped into right field. Here comes Perez. It drops in front of him. Lopez is going to stay on second, and I'm going to say it again, another multiple hit game for Jake Cueto. Going to bring up Peter Lopez. He's a right-handed batter. He's the right fielder. Nobody out. 2 men on for the Wolverines. Let's see if head coach Jesse Fernandez reaches into his bag of tricks, his toolbox of strategy. Gets the runners in motion here for Lopez, who can handle the bat well. Struck out looking his first time up, but I thought that wasn't a great call. He squares the bunt early. Carrito stays back. Here comes Uzi, and it's bunt to the right side. Uzi picks it up, and he fires to second. Pichardo gets it on the hop. Good hustle there by Peter Lopez on a bunt to the right side that was fielded by the first baseman, Uzi. He turned and fired to Pichardo, who was covering. The runners advance. Now the infield's in for the Wolfpack, trying to cut down a run at home. David Garrido's the batter. He's the third baseman. Iseric is coming from the stretch. The corners are in from the windup. The corners are in. There's 1 out. He swung at the first pitch. Foul. The Wolverines with a legitimate scoring opportunity here in the bottom of the third inning. Their third batter's up. Big Landy Montiel's on deck. And he's licking his chops, looking for a chance to contribute here to his Wolverine team. Garrido steps in. Waves his bat a little like Gary Sheffield, but not as wiggly. And that ball goes off of the glove of Dunn. 1 run is going to score. And the Wolverines are going to take a lead here, 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning on a pass ball. Cueto goes to third. Danny Lopez, who got walked, scores the first run of the ball game. Issery's 0-1 is swung on and hit foul. David Garrido in the first inning tried to sacrifice bunt and ended up popping it straight up to the catcher, Renee Dunn, who caught it. And now with a base hit, he could bring in his center fielder, Cueto, from third base. Garrido's the batter. Angel Issery is the pitcher. And here's the 0-2 pitch to Garrido, and it's grounded hard, and it gets past the diving Jaden Jimenez, and that's going to score another run for the home team. The Wolverines are up 2-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. An RBI base hit off the bat of David Garrido.
Now batting, number 25, Orlando.
It's going to bring up the fourth batter for the Wolverines, Orlando Montiel. He's the first baseman. With one out and a runner on first. Landy with an open stance. He has that left foot way outside the batter's box. That one's in the dirt. A great stop back there by Dunn. Keeps Garrido on first. Couple of really nice blocks so far tonight by Renee Dunn. Angel Issery, the pitcher for the Wolfpack, working from the stretch now. Garrido's on first. He's got that sliding mitt on. He's got a nice lead over there. Held on by Uzi. And he goes, and that ball's hit, and it gets over the bag. It's a fair ball. Jimenez couldn't have a chance. Garrido goes all the way to third base. And that's a base hit by Landy. It wasn't hit all that hard, but it was hit in the right spot. Went right over third base. Third baseman didn't have a chance. And now the Wolverines have runners in the corners with one out for the DH, David Del Pino. Del Pino with a chance to put a real crooked number on the board for the Wolverines. On deck is the second baseman, Andres Gross. One out, no score, bottom of the third inning. Runners in the corners. And that ball swung on, and it's hit to Jimenez. And he comes home with it, and that one gets away from Dunn. Garrido's going to score. Landy's going to go all the way to third base. That's a third run for the Wolverines on what could have been an out at first. But Jimenez decided to come home. Garrido was kind of blocking his throw, and Dunn couldn't get a glove on it. Everybody advanced, and Garrido scores the third run for Jesse Fernandez's Wolverines, who are up 3-0 here in the bottom of the third inning with one out, and that'll bring up Andres Gross, the second baseman. And he's first pitch swinging, and that goes to third, and it's caught foul by Jimenez, who's been busy over there. Danny Lopez started off this inning with a walk. He was followed by a base hit by Cueto. Then Gross bunted over to third. Here's the pitch, and it swung on. Wow, nice rip there by Andres Gross. So Lopez got walked. Cueto got a base hit. Lopez sacrificed him over. Garrido gets a base hit and an RBI. Montiel gets a base hit. He's standing on third base, and then Del Pino comes with a fielder's choice And he's standing on second, and just like that, there's one out. And runners in scoring position for Andres Gross, the second baseman, as Angel Iseric works from the windup. Big lead by Del Pino, and that's hit up the middle. Pichardo's there. He's got one way to go to first, and a great pick there by Uzi. That run's going to score. Del Pino's going to go to third base. That's 4 runs for the Wolverines. The Wolfpack had the infield in. Pichardo made a nice play, but an even better play by Uzi at first base. And it brings up the left fielder. Guille Karate, wearing number 9 with 2 outs. Wolverine on third, swung through that fastball. Four runs in this bottom of the third inning for the Wolverines. And there's a strike in there by Isuri. The 1-1 to the left fielder, Guille Karate. Here's the pitch. Curveball outside. Takes that for a ball. Del Pino's at third base. 2 outs here. Iseric gave up a few hits this inning, a base on ball. There's a live fastball taken. 3-1 now to Guille Karate, the left fielder. Sebastian Olanil is on deck for the Wolverines. And here's the 3-1 from Iseric. And that swung back. Count is 2-2. I apologize for that. 4-0, bottom of the third inning. The Wolverines have really broken it open here. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and hit over to Pichardo at second base on 3 hops. Right at him. He goes to Uzi for the third out. The Wolverines score 4 runs on 3 hits and a walk. And we're going to the top of the fourth inning, 4-0 in favor of Belen. We'll be right back on the Florida Sports Programming Network.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching FSPN's coverage of preseason spring high school baseball between the Belen Wolverines and the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack. It's a 4-0 game. We're heading to the top of the fourth inning. The pitcher on the mound for the Wolverines is Yaidel Estrada. He's going into his second inning. Sebastian Oleanel is behind the plate. The defense for these Jesse Fernandez-led Wolverines, we have Landy Montiel on first base. Second base is Andres Gross. Danny Lopez is at shortstop. David Garrido is the third baseman. Guille Corradi is in left field. Jake Cueto's in center field. And Peter Lopez rounds out the outfield. Max Aspuru was the starting pitcher. He went 2 innings, didn't give up any runs, and he struck out 3. And now for the second inning, we have Yaidel Estrada. Struck out 1. He hit a batter.
Leading off the top of the fourth inning,
And he'll be facing Alejandro Molina, the second, third, and fourth batter. That ball's taken inside for ball 1. That was close, but it's called a ball by the umpire. Estrada. Molina faked like he was bunting. He swings at that one and fouls it back. Molina will be followed by Pichardo, the leadoff batter, and then it'll be Rogelio Perez, and then Rene Dunn. As we mentioned, Estrada's a sophomore. That ball's taken high. Brings the count to 3-1 now on Alejandro Molina. That's a strikeout for Estrada. Strikeout looking.
Now batting number 10, Rene Dunn.
Rene Dunn is the catcher. He got a base hit his last time up. Starts off with a ball outside. The Wolfpack put up 4 in the bottom of the third inning, 4 runs. Estrada's coming from the full windup. The 0-1's taken for 2. One and one. There's a strike. One ball and 2 strikes. And there's another strikeout for Estrada.
Now batting number 17, Jose Uzcategui.
Uzi's the batter now. Two quick outs by strikeouts Estrada, and he keeps pumping up that strike zone. Another strike there. Uzi's the first baseman for the Wolfpack. He checks his swing and catches a little piece of it. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to the big first baseman. Estrada very effective here, filling up the strike zone. Here's the 0-2. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. No balls and 2 strikes to Uzi. Takes that one high. Estrada looking to put him away here. Doesn't want to waste any more bullets. The 1-2. Swung on and off the end of the bat and over by the Belen dugout. Uzi just caught a piece of that one. The 1-2, a sidearm. Defensive swing there would have hit him. Uzi making him work. 3 foul balls in a row. The shortstop Molina is on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Uzi, and he fouls that one straight back and way back into the parking lot. There's a good look at Estrada. Goes into his windup, and another foul ball by Uzi. Two strikeouts in this top of the fourth inning for Estrada. That one's taken high to even the count at 2-2. After two quick strikeouts, Estrada's thrown a lot of pitches here to Uzi. There's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and a strikeout. He's got to throw down to first base to make it official. But he strikes out the side here. Nothing across the board. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning with the score: Belen Wolverines 4 and the Wolfpack 0. And you're watching Florida Sports Programming Network.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching FSPN's coverage of preseason spring 2025 high school baseball. We're coming to you from Westland Gardens Park. Usually it's the home of the Mater Academy Lions, but we're starting the season off with a preseason tournament here between the Wolfpack, the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack, and the Belen Wolverines. It's a 4-0 ball game. We have a new pitcher in the ball game. His name's Victor Bosquez for the Schoolhouse Prep. He's a long, lanky, right-handed pitcher, and he's going to be facing. We have a pinch hitter coming in for Karate. No, it's Sebastian. I'm sorry, Sebastian Olaniel. He's the catcher. Bottom of the fourth inning. 4-0 in favor of these Wolverines. Bosquez, nice live fastball. Sebastian takes that one high. Lopez, the shortstop, is on deck, and he'll be followed by Jake Cueto, the leadoff batter, who has 2 hits already in this game and 1 run scored. The 2-0. Checked the swing, but it was up high. Bosquez hasn't been able to find the strike zone yet. 8th, 9th, and first batter due up in this inning. The 3-0, and he walks him. So with no one out, he's going to bring up the shortstop, Danny Lopez. Olenel will probably get a courtesy runner to come in since he's the catcher. Let's see who Fernandez sends in. Brings in number 23. I think it's Alejandro Cordero. Your batter's Danny Lopez. He's a right-handed batter. Hey, there's a strike from Bosquez. Danny Lopez is a senior for these Wolverines. Bosquez working from the stretch now. He takes a look at the pinch runner. Swung on and fouled straight back and way back there. 0-2 the count to the shortstop, Danny Lopez. Jake Cueto's on deck. He's got 2 hits on the day. Throws over to first, and it's not in time. The 0-2 to Lopez, swung on and hit softly over to the shortstop. Molina picks it up and goes to second. He comes back to first, and it gets away from the first baseman, but they secure the first out at second base. They chop down Sebastian.
Number 1, Jake Cueto.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and it's 4-0 in favor of the Wolverines. And with 1 out here, it brings up the leadoff batter, the center fielder, the sophomore Jake Cueto. Vasquez's pitch taken outside, a fastball. Lopez with decent speed at first base. Vasquez keeping an eye on him. The 0-1 is swung on and foul ball out of play. And it goes 1-1 to Jake. 1 out, runner on first, 4-0, bottom of the 4th inning. And we're at Westland Gardens Park, where it's usually the home of the Mater Academy Lions, but we're at a preseason 2025 game for Miami-Dade. The 1-1, it's swung on and driven to left center field. Perez comes over and he makes the play. Cueto went the other way with it, hit it into the gap,
Now batting number
but
7,
Perez was there to make the play for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Peter Lopez. And Peter bunted his last time up. He sacrificed bunted. And he struck out his first time up. And he's looking to contribute here in this young season. He's a junior. Swings at that fastball and misses. Two outs. Vasquez does have a live arm. I remember seeing him in the fall in a game against Killian, and he had a few strikeouts that inning. Danny Lopez on first base. The 1-1 pitch to Lopez. It's in the dirt. Victor Vasquez is the pitcher for this Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack. Danny Lopez is on first base. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-0. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's fouled way back. Wow, that was a major league foul ball off the bat of Peter Lopez. Really took a hack at that one. Garrido's on deck. He's been hot. He's got an RBI today already. And we need to run to Dix and get some more baseballs. That's been the storyline here as it was the other day. Lots of foul balls get lost here at Mater Academy Field. Peter Lopez, the batter. Victor Vasquez, the pitcher. And the 2-2 swung on and missed, and a strikeout is going to end the inning. Wolverines will strand the runner. They get no runs on no hits, and we'll be right back here in the top of the fifth from Westland Gardens Park. Your score is the Belen Wolverines 4 and the Wolfpack 0. You're watching FSPN.
You're watching the Florida Sports Programming Network.
Welcome back to FSPN's coverage of preseason high school baseball. We're coming to you from the home of the Mater Academy Lions, Westland Gardens Park. A game between the Wolfpack of Schoolhouse Prep and the Wolverines of Belen. I want to remind everybody to watch the show on Sunday. We got a good show. We have 3 teams that we took a deep dive into, the Killian Cougars, and we also talked to the Mater Academy Lions and the Southridge Spartans, and that's going to be a great show. These kids interviewed themselves. They had a great time. We got to know things about them that we didn't know, and you're going to have a great time learning and getting to know all these players on Sunday. So it was the Mater Lions that are headed by Humberto Bencomo, Moe's Spartans, and the Killian Cougars led by Chris Leon. The first pitch of the top of the 5th inning is taken for a strike. We have wholesale changes in the infield and the outfield for the Wolverines. Marcelo Lorente is the new pitcher for the Wolverines. And he throws one in there for a strike. Carlos Canto comes in for Landy Montiel at first base. Hayden Pellegrin comes in for Andres Gross at second. Julian Albers at shortstop. There's a nice curveball taken for a ball. Cordero is playing third base. I would tell you who the outfield is, but I can't really see that far. Two ball, one strike pitch is swung on. Make the count 2-2. Molina's the shortstop. He's the batter for these Wolfpack. And that one's fouled straight back. Molina flying to second base. And he checks the swing. He did go around, says the umpire. They're going to ring him up with a strikeout there for Llorente. Marcelo Llorente, first batter, first strikeout. Llorente went right after him there.
Now batting number 2, Gian Caicedo.
Caicedo's the DH for this Wolfpack. He flied out to right field his last time up. It's 4-0. Top of the 5th inning. We're at Westland Gardens Park. Caicedo's a big senior. Llorente's filling up the strike zone. We saw him at a fall game against Southwest, and nothing's changed. He's thrown a lot of strikes, and he's very effective. One swung on. Another foul ball. Please don't hit my car. Two strikes to Gian Caicedo. On the mound is Estrada. An off-speed pitch was a little short. Nice block by the catcher. It's still Sebastian back there. I think every position has changed except catcher. Estrada's a sophomore as well. Pretty deep team here for Fernandez. And he swings at that when he gets in the dirt. Sebastian goes over to Carlos Canto at first base. And another strikeout for Llorente. Now with 2 outs. 4-0. Top of the 5th inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Jaden Jimenez. This game started at about 7 o'clock. It's 8:30 right now, 8:35. Jaden with a pretty stiff stance, wiggles his bat a little bit. Another strike there by Estrada, by Llorente, excuse me. Llorente is a senior. The 0-1 swung on and fouled back. Hey, Matter's got to invest in a higher fence. They've got to get a netting out here or something. Or maybe just rent a couple like bloodhounds or something to bring the ball back. I've never seen so many foul balls out of play. The 0-2, it's a curveball and barely got a piece of it. Jimenez is a big boy. He's also a senior. Playing third base today, but you can catch him at first as well. The 0-2 from Llorente. It's taken outside and a called strike 3. Llorente strikes out the side for the Wolverines, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning with your score. The Belen Wolverines 4 and the Wolfpack of Schoolhouse Prep 0, and you're watching Spring Baseball on F. Hold on to your hats, Miami-Dade and Broward County baseball fans. The action-packed 2025 spring season is about to begin. FSPN will bring you... Welcome back to FSPN's coverage of preseason high school baseball. We're coming to you from Westland Gardens Park for some high school baseball between the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack and the Belen Wolverines. It's a 4-0 game. I'm Uncle Muggs bringing you the play-by-play and reminding everybody to watch our show on Sunday. It's a recap show. This Sunday is the last one before the start of the regular season, and you're going to be able to meet 3 high school teams with in-depth interviews and a whole lot more. It ought to be a lot of fun, and that'll be on this Sunday. On the mound is Victor Borquez, and he's going to face, I believe, a pinch hitter here for the catcher. And the story here, the last inning, was Llorente. Marcelo Llorente struck out the side. There's a big foul ball there. The count is 1-1. Alejandro Cordero is the batter. 1-1, he swings it that low and away. In the bottom of the 5th inning with a 4-0 ball game. Cordero came in for Garrido. And there's a strike 3. And it's going to bring up Carlos Cantos, who came in for Mandy. Play first base.
Next up, number 27, Carlos Cantos.
And he'll be followed by number 20. Vasquez is still on the mound for the Wolfpack, and he starts off with a ball high to Carlos Canto. He pitched the other night, very effective. Pitched against Braddock, gave up that home run to Manny Sanchez. But he's got to get the work in. It is preseason, so that really doesn't count. Victor Vasquez evens the count at 1. Sorry, 2 balls and 1 strike. That ball's hit foul. There's a ground ball hit to the right side. Uzi picks it up and makes the play. All right, Gabriel's now batting for David Del Pino.
Number 20, Gabriel Vitch.
Two outs now. Bottom of the 5th, 4-0 game. First pitch from Vasquez to Gabriel's up high. Taken for a ball. Victor Vasquez with a nice live fastball. Gabriel from the right side. Takes a strike. Evens the count. There's a better look at Gabriel. Here's the 1-1 to Bick. Taken up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. 4-0 ball game. Bottom of the 5th inning now. The 2-1. Taken upstairs. Brings the count to 3-1. The Wolfpack only have 1 hit. They've had 2 base runners, and one of them was cut down at third. Gabriel gets a free pass, and it's going to bring up Hayden Pellegrin.
Next up, number 15, Hayden Pelgrin.
Hayden batting from the left side. Takes a first pitch strike, looking. Swings right through that one. Gabriel on first. 2 outs. Jesse Fernandez calling for his batter to stay aggressive in the box. Swings at that one. He stays alive, and that was aggressive. He listened to his coach, protecting the plate with 2 strikes. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, 4-0 score. Runner on first is Gabriel. Your batter's Hayden Pellegrin. And on the mound, and he strikes him out, is Victor Vasquez. And the end of that inning, the Wolverines leave 1 runner. They score no runs. We're heading to the top of the 6th, and your scores, the Belen Wolverines 4 and the visiting Wolfpack nothing. And we'll be right back with more preseason baseball on FSPN.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Welcome back to Westland Gardens Park in beautiful Hialeah Gardens for a preseason spring high school baseball game between the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack and the Wolverines. And we have Wilson Perez now batting. New pitcher for the Wolverines is Victor Escobar, right-handed pitcher. He's a junior. This Jesse Fernandez team is pretty deep on the mound. And there's a foul ball. One ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out in a 4-0 game, top of the 6th inning. Escobar deals, and that ball's grounded over to first base, and Carlos gets it easy. Cantu steps on the bag by himself for the first out of the inning. Slow hit grounder to first base. Cantu was able to gobble that up. Very flexible player. He plays the infield, play outfield. He's on the mound from time to time.
Next up, number 24, Arroni Piriel.
That'll bring up the center fielder for this Wolfpack, Arroni Piriel. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. He's a left-handed batter. Takes a ball in the dirt. Takes another ball. 2 balls and no strikes to the left-handed batting Arroni Pirela. The 0-2, and that swung on and hit foul off his foot. Home plate umpire called it right away. No doubt by the way that ball was spinning out of there. The 2-1 to Pirela is down low. Count goes to 3-1. Definitely a hitter's count here. After Pirela, it'll be Alejandro Molina, and then the leadoff batter, Francisco Pichardo. And it's starting to get a little cool out here in West Hialeah. Estrada kicks, delivers, swung on a big chopper to the right side. Pellegrin waits for it. Now he gobbles it up and fires over to Carlos Cantu for the second out. He had to wait for that big hop to come down. And when it finally did, he was able to fire it across in time to Carlos Cantu at first base.
Next up, number 21, Francisco Pichardo.
Now the leadoff batter, Pichardo, steps in. He got walked his first time up. Then he grounded into a 6-3. He takes that first pitch high for a ball. That one's in the dirt for another ball. Cordero's at third base. Julian Albers, the shortstop. Aiden Pellegrins, the second baseman, and Carlos Canto rounds off the infield. Sebastian is still behind the plate. Your pitcher is Victor Escobar. The 1-1 almost hits him in the head. 3-0 now. Top of the sixth inning, 4-0 in favor of the Wolverines, who are the home team. That's ball 4. He's going to get the leadoff runner on. It'll bring up Rogelio Perez. He's the right fielder for this Wolfpack team.
Next up, number 25, Kaino Hinkle.
We have Hinkle hitting now for Perez, with a runner on first and 2 out. Hinkle grounds one foul over to the left side. Escobar works quick. He gets the ball. He puts it right back in where it came from. Victor takes a peek at the runner, and there he goes. Oh, that's an interference. It hit the bat. They're going to call him out, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. After 5.5, the Belen Wolverines 4 and the Wolfpack 0. We'll be right back on FSPN. Welcome back to preseason high school baseball between the Wolverines of Belen and the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack. It's Jace Garcia. He's now the batter. He came in to play left field for Guille Karate in a 4-0 ball game. And we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Wolverines put up 4 in the bottom of the 3rd. And there's a foul ball. There's a ground ball to the left side. It's going to be a tough play at first, and it's not going to be in time. Jimenez, who's been busy over there at third, could not get the speedy Jace Garcia, and that's going to be an infield hit.
Now batting number 12.
Nobody out.
Sebastian Olanier.
And the catcher, he's been here the whole game, Sebastian Olaniel. He steps into the box. Hey, can you call Jake? Jake. There's a walk issued. There'll be runners on first and second with nobody out here. This game has come to a screeching halt here.
23, Julian Albert.
It's going to bring... All right, Julian Alper's coming up. He came in for Danny Lopez. So a base hit and a walk. Two base runners here, bottom of the sixth inning. That one's in the dirt, and a nice play by Renee Dunn back there. That one looked good, but it was a ball. Albert wearing number 23. The 3-0 gets by him. That's going to fill up the bases. Base hit and 2 consecutive walks. And the bases are full of Wolverines. And we're going to take a quick timeout because George Rodriguez is coming out to talk to his pitcher. We'll be right back right after these messages. Hold on to your hats, Miami-Dade and Broward County baseball fans. The action-packed 2025 spring season is about to begin. FSPN will bring you every swing and every play, from powerhouse teams like Stoneman Douglas, Doral Academy, and North Broward Prep, to intense rivalries like the Killian Cougars versus the Columbus Explorers. Feel the thrill with our high-definition cameras and professional broadcasting. Coach Ralph Suarez believes that his Firebirds can clinch the state title this year. All right, welcome back to Westland Gardens Park. It's going to bring up Amaury Gonzalez. The pitcher Victor Borges stays in the game. Amaury came in to play center field for Jake Cueto. Takes that one for a ball. Bases are full of Wolverines. It's a 4-0 game. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Wolverines put 4 runs on the board in the bottom of the third inning, and that's been all of your scoring in this game today. Amaury trying to get on and give the Wolverines another run. No one out. The infield's in for the Wolfpack. They're trying to cut down the run at home. Borquez delivers, and that ball sprayed into right field, foul ball. Amaury strikes out for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Miguel Garrido. Came in for Peter Lopez. Quick strike to Garrido from Victor Borquez. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the sixth. And that one gets by Dunn. And here comes Gonzalez to score. Garcia. The runners will advance. Sebastian will go to second. To third, Julian will go to second. Two-0 swung on and missed. Miguel Garrido came in to play right field. 2 outs, 1 out. Runners on second and third. And there's a called strike 3. Two outs now. 5-0 ball game. It's going to bring up Julian Albert. Came in to play shortstop. Albert takes one for a ball. Runners on second and third, and that ball's roped into left field. That's going to bring in 1 run. Second runner is going to be held up at third. But a nice rip and an RBI there by Julian Albert.
Now batting number 27, Carlos Cantos.
That is going to bring up Carlos Cantos. He came in to play for Garrido. Julian Albert is making his way over to third base. He got on by a walk. Sebastian scored the sixth run, I'm sorry. Bottom of the 6th, 2 out, base hit there. Canto wants to get in on a piece of the action too. It's the end of the inning. We head now to the top of the 7th inning, and this could be it. We'll be right back with more preseason baseball on FSPN. Welcome back to Hialeah Gardens, where we have a preseason baseball game, high school style, between the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack, led by George Rodriguez, and the Jesse Fernandez-led Wolverines. It's a 6-0 game, and we are in the top of the 7th inning, and this could be it here. We have a new pitcher. His name is Christian Cueto for these Wolverines. I'm going to try to get Jake Cueto to come out here for an interview after the game and talk to him about another multiple hit game. There's been some changes on the defense for the Wolverines. We have Carlos Canto at first base. Aiden Pellegrin is at second. Julian Albers, the shortstop. Cordero's over at third. Sebastian's been the workhorse tonight. He's been the only starter to stay in the whole game behind the plate. And then it's Chase Garcia, Mauri Gonzalez, and Miguel Garrido wrapping up the outfield for Jesse Fernandez. Cueto's going to face Anthony Pirela, and then he'll have the first, second, and third batters in the lineup for these Wolfpack. We're looking for a quick inning, and we're looking to start the season coming up on Monday, January 10th. Now there's a strike. February 10th is the first game of the season. There's a ground ball hit to left side. Canto comes up with a nice play, steps on the bag himself for the first out of the inning. Hard hit ball. Canto ranged a couple steps and got it off the line for the first down. I want to remind everyone that on February 10th at 3 o'clock at Coral Park Rams Stadium, the Homestead Broncos will visit Anthony Bello, the first-year head coach of the Coral Park Rams, for the season's first game. And we're going to be very excited to bring that to you. Arcia's the batter now with one out. Nobody on. 6-0 game, top of the 7th inning. If the Wolfpack don't get 6 runs here, we're going to end it after 3. Going to shake hands, and I'm going to try to get the center fielder for the Wolverines up here. Cueto comes in throwing strikes right away. That ball's hit foul. Running out of room is Canto, and that one just goes foul. One ball and 2 strikes. Two and two now, the count. And there's a rope in the center field. Gonzalez cuts it off nicely. And there's a late base hit. I think that's the second hit of the night for the Wolfpack. Have a runner on first with one out. Victor Bosquez, the pitcher, now batting. Christian Cueto's on the mound. There's a good strike by Cueto. Runner on first, one out. Top of the 7th inning. Cueto delivers another nice fast for a strike. One and one now. to Victor Borquez from the right side with a runner on first. He takes that one low for a ball. Two balls and one strike. And there's a better look at the new pitcher, Cueto. They're calling for a balk, and they got it. So we're going to have a runner on second base now. The count remains 2 balls and 1 strike to Victor Borquez. Pellegrin on second, trying to keep him close. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike, or to 3 and 1. Another one in the dirt. Now it's 3 and 1. Thought I heard it was 3 and 2. Cueto comes set. 3-1. Lined over to first base, and another almost excellent play by Canto. It gets by him and it goes to right field, and there's going to be a play at the plate. And the Wolfhouse Prep are going to get their first run of the night late here. Hinkle's going to score on a base hit by Victor Borquez. Ball was hit to the right side. Canto couldn't come up with it. It came off his glove. It rolled into right field. Hinkle scored all the way from second base.
Number 2, Gian Caicedo.
Caicedo, the DH, is up. He struck out his last time up. So runner on second base. A 6-1 ball game. Quickly ahead in the count is Cueto with 2 outs. And there's another strike. This could end the game right here. Cueto can get him to swing at this pitch. This will be the end of the preseason, and we'll get ready for the regular season starting on Tuesday for most teams. Here's the 0-2 and lifted into left field. Shallow left field. It's called by the shortstop, but here comes Gonzalez. And it's Albert that makes the play. No, it's the center fielder that makes the play, and there's 2 outs now. He's going to bring up the third baseman, Jaden Jimenez. And
Batting number 99, Jaden Jimenez.
Jaden Jimenez, a big right-handed batter. Swings at the first pitch very high, way out of the strike zone. Now swing at another pitch, and this could be it right here with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Cueto can put him away and get a victory for his Wolverines. And that'll even their record to 1-1 here in the preseason. They dropped a 5-4 game on Tuesday night to the Braddock Bulldogs. Here's the 0-2, swung on and fouled straight back. We'll do the 0-2 all over again. The 0-2 pitch to Jimenez is taken high for a ball. Cueto trying to strike it out and win it here for the Wolverines. And there's a ground ball. It's going to get in the hole. It's going to scoot all the way to, no, it gets cut off by the third baseman, and he could have very well saved the run. Cordero dove at that ball when it was in the grass and was able to put a glove on it, and it held the runner to third base.
Now batting number 22, Nelson Perez.
He's going to bring up Nelson Perez with runners in the corners for the Wolfpack and 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. 6-1 ball game. Perez, a big right-handed, tall, skinny. Well, not skinny, wiry. There's a strike high. Generous call from the umpire, but nevertheless, it's in there for a strike. The 0-1 swung on and lifted to the right side. If there's enough room there for Canto, he may have a chance to make the play. Just goes foul. It's going to be a strike. We're 1 strike away from ending this one. A 6-1 score right now in the top of the 7th inning in favor of the home team, the Belen Wolverines, led by Jesse Fernandez. The 0-2. It's taken for strike 3, and a strikeout for Canto is going to end the game. And we're going to empty out both dugouts. We're going to shake hands. And we're going to get ready for the spring season coming up here. I'm going to try to get the center fielder, the sophomore Jake Cueto, to come out here and talk to us. This has been Uncle Muggs. It's been my absolute pleasure to bring you this ball game, and we'll hope to see you again in the spring. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram for a schedule of upcoming events. And we'll see you on Monday at Coral Park for the first game of the season. Welcome back to FSPN's coverage of preseason baseball. We just had a game between the Schoolhouse Prep Wolfpack and the Belen Wolverines. The Belen won 6-1, and I have with me the sophomore sensation, the center fielder, Jake Cueto. Jake, welcome to the postgame show, buddy.
Thank you, Uncle Muggs.
So this is another multiple hit game for you. This is becoming a thing. I mean, I saw you last time at Southwest in the fall, and you had a couple hits there. On Tuesday, you had a couple hits against Braddock. What's your approach? I mean, what are you looking to accomplish this year as a sophomore?
Being the first batter of the team, really all I want to do is get my team involved and get on and, stay being aggressive. There's really not much thinking that really goes on, because I feel like if you think in baseball too much, it becomes a habit, and, you're going to struggle. So my mentality when I get up there is just be aggressive and stay to my approach and do what I've been doing my whole life.
We're going to start next week. You guys got a good game to start off with. I think you played Matter the first game.
Yes, sir, we do.
And, he doesn't take it easy on you. Jesse's a great coach. Tell me a little bit about Jesse and that whole coaching staff and the culture that he's developing over there at Belen.
Yeah, Jesse and the coaching staff, Coach Roca, Brother Hunter, Tico, they're all important role models for not just me but for the whole team. They've taught us a whole lot, and I can't forget Ernie Padron, that he's a new addition to our coaching staff. Miami legend as a coach, and I really think he's helped our coaching staff tremendously, and he's taught me a bunch of things, taught the whole team a bunch of things, and I just think we're gonna continue growing as a team with this coaching staff.
Okay, tell me some of the teams that you're looking forward to playing this year and why.
So first, in the second week of our regular games, we have Stoneman Douglas. That speaks for itself. Top team in Florida, top team in the nation actually. I'm just looking forward to facing their arms and being able to compete. Another team that we have is we take a trip to Louisiana and we play a Catholic, Baton Rouge. They're probably top 5 team in the nation, but I feel like we're ready. We've been preparing for a long time, and I'm just again ready to compete. We got Tampa Jesuit, which we're gonna take a trip over there, 5 hours to Tampa.
Another defending state title there. That's 2 of them there.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to facing them and being able to be on the same field as them, and I feel like it's going to be a good game, and last but not least, Matter. Play first game of the season.
That's going to be a good test to see where each of you are at this year.
Of course.
So, we talked about Douglas, and, they've won 4 in a row. So can you imagine being a freshman on that team 4 years ago?
Yep.
So you got 4 rings. Do you think Belen someday can get to that point where they can dominate like that?
For sure. I think we'll be able to do that. All we got to do is just keep our head downs working and stay confident. And that time will come for sure.
All right, Jake. I want to thank you for being on the post-game show. It's your time now. You want to give any shout-outs? How about Gene Michael over there at Killian?
Shout out to Joe Michael, my cousin. Shout out to Jonah Acosta, shortstop for Killian. That's my boy, and Kendry. And, of course, Coach Lyon. That's my boy from Killian.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks again for being on the post-game show, and we're going to see you again during the season. We wish you nothing from the best. And the good thing is that we got 3 more years of Jake Cueto.
Yes, sir.
All right. Stay tuned. We're going to have more regular season baseball right here on FSPN. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.